Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Shenanigan, and today we are going to talk about the new buffed up Guillotine. There she is. Oh, there's a new practice button that has actually come below the info button, and I'm always clicking on it by mistake. Let's go back. There it is. All right. So I've actually had a lot of practice with Guillotine in the past 12 hours or so, and I've actually seen a few videos from people as well who are actually not really happy about the buff. I'm actually happier, than other people because I believe that now Guillotine is going to be much more usable in a regular quest than she was before. Because I mean, let's face it, we never used Guillotine before, and the only way she was actually good in the end game content was if she had the whole synergy team, and it was very unlikely that someone would actually take the whole synergy team with Guillotine just so they can use Guillotine in the end game like at 7.1 or 7.2. Earlier what used to happen was with Guillotine, you can only gain souls when the opponent loses what 5 or 6% health or something like that, and when the opponent has more than 400,000 health, it's actually really hard to gain souls, and unless you have the synergy. So let me just go ahead and do this one fight, and we'll see what the best way to use her is. There's only 35% chance to get a bleed, but I find it actually not a big deal because even if you have a 35% chance, with the heavy attack and special, you gain the bleeds and then you gain the souls. So the key is to do as many heavies as you possibly can before a special. Because each one of these bleed cursors places a bleed debuff on the opponent. Okay, why was this not blockable? Unblockable rather. Well, it does give me the opportunity to showcase a region as well. There you go, full yellow bar, and it's much more enjoyable than Guillotine was before without the synergy team. So what I actually did was I looked through some of the end game quests just to see if Guillotine can actually be usable somewhere in Act 7.1 or 7.2, and I did find a couple of paths or fights. Obviously, I'm sure who have done Act 7.1 or 7.2 knows that there's not one MVP for any one of these chapters. So depends on fight to fight and notes to notes. There are a couple of fights that I did find would work in favor of Guillotine. So almost 400,000 health here. Please don't mind if I play crappy because I don't really have a lot of experience right now in these fights, but I'm going to try to showcase that she's now usable in end game fights as well. So special attack 2 does more damage, but I'm still gonna do special attack 1 wherever possible. Oh, lost the power there, but now we can showcase a region, I guess. There you go. Nice. So 56 hits for 400,000 health, although we had a heal reversal in the end, so let's just see how much this fight is gonna take. I'm not gonna do the next one because next one is Havoc. We don't really want to bleed him, and I believe that she can still do the other 3 fights, but there's one thing that I do not like about this buff, and I'm gonna cover that later. As of now, just so you know, I still have some boost going on because I was doing a war and a quest at the same time. So you consider that could be somewhat related to a rank 3 guillotine instead of a rank 2. I don't want to push him to an SP2 since all specials are unblockable. Come on, throw it. I actually wanted to use a special there, but it didn't allow me. Okay, come on. I thought I filled the borrow power tray, but I did not. And our heavy also has a very wide range. I think I'm not probably using the right words right now, just a little concentrating on the fight here. There you go. Didn't even need a special attack 1. So 65 hits, again, I'm going to consider it really good, and the fact here is that it's an Act 7.2 opponent, and this is where we have not used a champion like Guillotine before. This is why I actually feel that the buff is actually Good, because what it has done is made this champion more usable than it was before. Not all buffs are going to be like Magneto or Kingpin, or things like that. I mean, it's supposed to actually make a champion usable for people who don't have stacked rosters. For people who would have, pulled up Guillotine like before the buff happened, and considered themselves unlucky because they got a champion they cannot use. But now you can use the champion. Now, the only feedback I have about this buff is this one sentence here. It says each time either champion loses 5% of their max health or is inflicted with a bleed effect, gain one soul charge. And based on her sig ability, if there's a champion who's immune to bleed, then she will actually do a rupture. The problem I have with this is when the rupture happens, she does not gain a soul. So that actually brings her back to the pre-buff Guillotine, where she would not gain a soul in this case unless the champion loses 5% of the max health. The good thing here is that she does not lose the souls that she gains. But I believe that if they could make the small change here, that she would gain a soul charge when each time either champion loses 5% of the health or is inflicted with a bleed or a rupture effect. That would actually make her much better in bleed immune matchups. And that's actually about it. I am actually happy with this buff. I do not think that she has been nerfed. Certainly, I believe that if she, at this point in time, if she had that special effect 3, where the opponent would lose 2% of the health, based on the amount of souls she has, she's actually would have been much more overpowered. Together with the fact that her regen, if it was the same as it was before, she would gain too much health as well. So she was supposed to be balanced, and they have done that. I have no complaints about this particular buff, but again, this is just my opinion. I thank you for watching, and if you do like the video, please click the like button, please subscribe, and you have an excellent day. Goodbye.